It's 8:10, 33 degrees in the Smokies. There's quite a wind. I'm be surprised if you can even hear me. So I'm sure the wind chill is low into the 20s. It's hard to sleep last night. The wind was just ripping at my tent. But I think I still got better sleep than if I was in a shelter. The option is either a 14-mile day or a 21-mile day. I would very much like to be able to do the 21-mile day, but I'm going to be going over Klingman's Dome. It's just a lot of elevation gain today. So I'll probably just be doing the 13 and a half, 14. It's beautiful, but I'm going to be listening to an audiobook because I have every single layer I have on pretty much. We'll see if I shed and when I shed. It's like 9:40 now. It's still cold. Wind is crazy. Big gusts will occasionally almost knock me off my feet. Thought I took a wrong turn for a while, but I finally saw a white blaze like a mile and a half down the road. In the background there, I believe it's Klingman's Dome. I'm going to be eventually hitting that today. Windy! Ah! Okay, so I'm huddled at the next shelter, past the one I started at. It's about 5 miles past. I forget the name. It's just bitterly cold. It's in the mid 30s, maybe upper 30s, and 30 to 40 mile an hour winds just constantly. Since we're walking the ridge line, there's never any relief, and it's just bone chilling. When you're moving, you tend to build up a little bit of heat. I'm down to just a base and mid layer, but if you stop moving, even for this 5 minutes in the shelter, it really starts to cool down. I caught up to a couple other people that were here, Frodo, a couple others. They are all going to be stopping at Klingman's Dome and catching a shuttle into Gatlinburg and then taking a zero tomorrow. Although I don't particularly like taking this many zeros back to back, considering I'm going to take one in a couple days when I meet up with Doug. It's probably for the best. Tomorrow is supposed to be similar temperature, similar wind, and then adding in 2 inches of rain. And it just sounds unsafe to be in. I could probably do it, but I'd rather, it's not a die I want to roll. It's not a die I want to roll. It was cool seeing that deer. First large mammal I've seen. It was pretty old, maybe sick. I'm not sure. Didn't really seem to care about us. Don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Either way, 2 miles from the next shelter, I'll refill water there, and then I think it's another 4 or so to Klingman's. It's a big climb, so at least it'll keep me warm. First time going into a pine forest. That is actually drastically uphill. Camera's level now. It barely cuts down on the wind, but it's something. Next shelter should be coming up here soon, I think. This is the long climb up to Klingman's Dome.
It was mostly uphill, but I powered through it just because I wanted to get this whole footage. The Smokies pretty much follows the main ridgeline going through the mountains. While this makes for beautiful views, it means that you're out in the elements, mainly the wind, all day, every day.
That's standing Indian. We're on top of that. The wind's got to be at least 50 miles an hour. We're going that way. Way up there to Maine. But we're going to be smart and stay in a hotel down there tonight. Just left Klingman's Dome. There is ice all over the trail. So I gotta really make sure to watch my step as I go. Rocky and steep as it is, throwing some ice and could make for a bad time. Gonna push past the shelter and try to make it to Newfound Gap, where myself, Frodo, and a couple others are all gonna be trying to catch a shuttle into Gatlinburg and Zero tomorrow to dodge the rain. This has not been a fun day to hike in, and tomorrow will be even worse. Oh, icy, icy, icy. Gotta go slow. All right, got phone down. I just had to record for a second because this is the first time today I have not been in the wind, and it is lovely. Wow, this is like so much better. Oh man, another icy patch. Farewell. I feel like this part of the Smokies is like something out of a book, some sort of adventure. Just the type of plant life, the way the lighting is. Very neat. Oh, you did that so much better than I did. Like, how does this not look like a tree from like a story or something? This is supposed to be for hogs, so wild hogs can't go back and forth. Pretty cool. So, coming into Newfound Gap, probably less than a mile to go. We hit mile 200 today. At Klingman's Dome. Thereabouts was 200. And I've been trying to reflect on my experience thus far. And it's very hard to really come up with something concrete, like a solid line of thoughts. I've really enjoyed the people I've met along the way. I really like the views. I really like being able to take a moment and look at something that catches my eye. It's been tough though. 200 miles in probably like 16 days, 17 days, 18 days, somewhere in there. It is no joke. It takes a toll on your body. I had lost 10 pounds in the first 10 days, and I haven't weighed myself since. And I hope that that weight loss has slowed a little bit, because losing that much that fast can't really be healthy. The rest of my body is doing all right. Pretty much every day, by the end of the day, there'll be something bothering me. Whether it be a pain or a muscle or a ligament somewhere. And I don't know exactly what causes all of these things. But what I do know and what I'm thankful for is that by the next day, they're pretty much gone. Perhaps they'll return the next day. But for the most part, they're just gone. Thankfully, I haven't had anything serious yet, with the exception of that overextended calf. And that, in reality, is very light to the injuries that I could sustain while I'm out here. I really hope I don't have to end my through hike because of injury. But it is a possibility that I accept. I think today ended up being like 18.5 miles or so. So probably my biggest day yet. But overall, I'm doing okay. All right, maybe a video later, maybe not. Future me might edit this out completely. Who knows? Because it might be really jumpy every time I take a big step down. Newfound Gap. There's a plaque up there I'll read.
Just like came down and like hit me in the head. I was oh damn it. So like one of my stakes had like flown off. I couldn't find it, so I had to get up and get in my backpack at like 3 a.m, set it up again.
I spiked that right behind the shelter there, so I only got hit from like one direction when it came through.
All right, in Gatlinburg, we got a pretty expensive motel, but split between 3 people, it'll be all right. I am meeting everybody at CC's Pizza. I'm about to mess that place up.